Good afternoon, welcome to Solent Sports News. It's 3 o'clock and I'm Ben Wakeford. Southampton players have donated their match fees to charity. This is after the side suffered the equal worst loss in Premier League history. The Saints conceded 9 goals against Leicester City at St Mary's on Friday night. This leaves the South Coast club in danger of being in a relegation battle come the end of the season. On the line now is Daily Echo reporter Dan Sheldon, who was at St Mary's. So Dan, how crazy was the game on Friday night?
Oh, it was incredible, Ben. In all the games I've watched, even since going to football as a youngster, I've never seen a team just give up and capitulate the way they did after Ryan Bertrand got sent off. I mean, it was remarkable. I mean, as the scoreline suggests, it was just shocking. I think me and my colleague were both texting each other on Saturday, sort of asking, "Did this really happen?" Yeah, remarkable.
How important was that sending off for Ryan Bertrand?
I mean, it obviously played a part in going down to 10 men against a very good Leicester side, but that doesn't excuse the fact that Saints were just, to a man, absolutely awful. I mean, if you're getting sent off and you go 1-0 down, then 2-0 down, you try. I mean, players you'd like to think would dig in, get to half-time at 2-0, reevaluate, make a couple of changes, and then kick on. But it's almost like they use that as an excuse just to put their heads down and fold. I mean, there were numerous players that you'd see Leicester attacking and they weren't even running back. And these are the Premier League defenders. It just wasn't good enough.
So you say the performance was very poor. Is the manager now under real serious pressure?
I mean, as far as the Echo understand, he's not under any pressure as such. Obviously, it wasn't a good result, but he still has the full backing of the board. Chief Executive Martin Semmens and the majority shareholder Ji-Sheng Gao both believe he is the right man to take the club forward. If anything, their anger was directed at the players. And it's been reported elsewhere that they've made it clear to the playing staff that ultimately Hasenhüttl will be there longer than the players will. So they want a reaction from that. I mean, the two of them as well, Semmens and Gao, are contemplating bringing in a director of football to come alongside and help Ralph run the football side of things. So, I mean, if they do that, then that just shows that they still do back Ralph 100%. And, I mean, he's got a difficult 2 games coming up against City, but realistically, no one expects them to win them anyway. But the manner of performance will probably count the most. I mean, the big game will be Everton. I mean, if they lose heavily to City both times and then lose at home to an Everton team that haven't won away in the Premier League since March, then there may be questions asked. But for right now, I mean, the board and the club are 100% behind Ralph.
All right, brilliant. Thank you very much for that insight, Dan. Thank you. Yeah, cheers. Thank you.
Thank you.
Moving on now to non-league Chichester City have been the topic of national-wide media this week. This is after they received a bye into the second round of the FA Cup. The West Sussex side, in the 8th tier of English football, are the lowest ranked team in the competition. Chichester chairman Andy Bell says the team was in desperate need of the financial benefits that the FA Cup brings.
The club possibly wasn't financially able to sustain itself at Isthmian League football. The money that the FA Cup has brought in and potentially will bring in the next round is just astronomical potentially.
Manchester United moved up the table thanks to a 3-1 win over Norwich. The Red Devils won the game despite 2 missed penalties in the first half. It was the first away win for the side since February. Reds boss Ole Gunnar Solskjaer was happy to have finally broken the streak.
It's been, of course, too long, but it's great to have it done. And of course, this performance was a pleasing thing. It's a difficult place to come to, but when we're as focused and concentrated and on the front foot as we were today, we can beat anyone away from home.
Lewis Hamilton has won the Mexican Grand Prix this weekend. This will mean that if he doesn't lose by 22 points against teammate Sebastian Vettel, then he will win his 6th championship this weekend. Tiger Woods claimed a record 82nd title after securing victory at the Zozo Championship in Japan. The 15-time major champion was playing his first competition since major knee surgery 9 weeks ago.
I've been very fortunate to have had the career I've had so far and to have won this tournament in Japan. it's just so ironic because I've always been a global player. I've always played all around the world, and to tie the record